Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany
and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows
like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, and more.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 4, Episode 11, titled Everything in Its Right Place, air date January 17th, 2007. And the synopsis is:
Following his heart attack, Lucas returns to school, hoping to rekindle his romance with Peyton. Haley learns that Nathan was responsible for her accident. Brooke and Rachel make a plan to steal the next calculus exam, while Dan faces murder charges and Deb breaks out of rehab.
So did you notice that this was another short episode?
No, I didn't.
It was like 39 minutes.
Yeah.
Plus it had the theme song in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like this show could almost been a half-hour show.
Well, I feel like Season 4 could have been. Because I feel like in Season 4, there's been a lot of short episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird because you have a whole season. Like, they couldn't come up with more stuff.
Right.
Or they just have some episodes are like fillers.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were doing good with the seasons.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Season 4, they took a wrong turn or something.
Yeah, I feel like they use less characters too. Like, where does Skills go?
Right. And didn't you say he was part of the main cast? Like, he's in a theme song?
I already forgot because I don't pay attention to the theme song or I skip it.
Because I think you said maybe Season 3 he joined as a main character.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, you would think Season 4 he would be too.
Right.
Because, yeah, I mean, they could have used Skills. They could have used Bevan as storylines going on to fill these gaps that they have.
Right.
I mean, because you get rid of Keith and then what? The show goes downhill.
Right.
For storytelling.
Yeah. Apparently he joined as a main character in this season and was reoccurring before.
Well, then if he's main, why ain't he in it?
Right.
I don't understand. Like, if he's in it, and here's the thing too, like, he's getting paid for the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
So why not use it because he's getting paid?
Right.
See, I would, like, if I owned a network, I would be like, we're paying this person, right?
Right.
You need to use them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of thing. Like, that's how I would be as like an executive to a network or owner. I'd be like, listen here. We're paying this person.
Right.
They need to be working on the show.
Yeah.
And that's what's weird, because he's on the show till the end. So why not use him?
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah, he comes back next episode, but yeah.
Yeah, but he's been out the last few.
Yeah, the last two. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what's weird.
Yeah.
But even like Mouth, he hasn't really had like main storylines lately.
Mm-hmm. Just
like he's in like a scene here and there. It's not like he's in a lot of it.
Right.
So that's also what's weird, because again, why aren't we using Mouth a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just like, you can I feel like you could fill these gaps.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Lucas is at school when Peyton walks up. She's worried because he's back at the school so soon. But his doctor says he's fine as long as he just does some light activities so he can still go to class and daydream about his new girlfriend. And then, Peyton asks, what that daydream looks like. So he shows her. And of course, kisses her. And then he says the last time that they kissed. Okay, where were we?
About Lucas. But that was the thing, was I don't really think Peyton was thinking of it until he said, the last time we kissed, I had a heart attack. And it's like,
oh, yeah.
Because I don't think that she thought of that like that until he brought it up.
Right.
And of course, the person that went through it, like if somebody says like, you know, like I'm hurt, you're gonna go, oh my gosh, like what can I do? And so it's like for him to be like, you know, we kissed and then I had a heart attack. Like as a joke, it's like she's obviously gonna have this feeling of, well, then we can't kiss anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. Like
Yeah.
what? Like Lucas, like
Mm-hmm.
obviously it was a joke for him, but it's like she's gonna feel differently about it. Like you can't joke about it like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like Brooke made it worse too by, some episodes before saying everybody that loves Peyton dies basically, so that didn't help either.
Yeah, dies or goes away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
really? But
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing. Like Brooke never really is a good friend. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm like, Lucas, what? And also, it's been what, probably a week now?
I don't know, something like that.
Because Haley, you would think would have to be in the hospital. Because think about it, she was like out of it for like the whole episode, which was probably, you would think in reality, it'd probably be a couple days.
Right. Yeah, when you're hit by a car, I feel like you have more injuries than like her broken leg that she has and some cuts on her face.
Right. Like you would truly be in the hospital because you have a lot of things that you have to
Mm-hmm.
take care of.
Yeah, because she hit that windshield hard and it broke and everything. So, and she like went all the way over the car. So she should have had like a head concussion, some,
Back. Her
yeah,
back
broken
would be broke.
ribs.
Yeah.
Yeah, something besides her leg. Yeah. So I feel like she would have been out for like a good month or so. And they could have done that. I mean, they could probably get tired of writing Haley that way, but like in reality, like she would definitely be out that long. But, and I'm sure Joy would have liked to be in bed for that long, maybe. But yeah, I don't know.
Because like that's the thing is like she just had the leg. It was like okay.
Mhm. And then
Um
she has surgery, but they never say exactly what for.
right.
So I wonder what that was about because I don't think it was her leg. I mean, they could have if needed, like they need to put the bone together, but I feel like it sounded like something more urgent than that. So,
It did, but then she has a cast.
hmm
So it must have been.
yeah, maybe, yeah,
Because we know that at prom or something is when her
hmm
well at some point that's when her cast
comes off, yeah,
it comes off. So it's like she obviously probably had surgery.
yeah. I just felt like the surgery was like life or death. Like she needed it to
Yeah,
live.
like
So,
her organs or something were failing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what I don't understand either. Because all of a sudden she's perfect
mhm.
with, and again, I feel like if you had major surgery like that, you'd be like, oh, like whatever
Yeah,
it was,
no,
like your
yeah,
stomach or your
hmm
back or something, you'd be like, oh, like I can't move, and because that's
yeah,
what normal people would do.
yeah,
So
definitely
that's,
me. Yeah.
but the fact that she just lay in the bed like
Yeah,
as if
like as
nothing
if
happened.
as if she just broke her leg in some, minor accident and she's fine, just the leg. So, yeah.
Because I can tell you, like when I got into a minor car crash,
Mhm.
my back and everything and like lower back hurt for like a couple weeks
Mhm.
to where it was hard to sleep and all this. And Haley's just laying there as if nothing. Like it's not like, can you go over there and get my pills? Like
Yeah.
it's nothing like that, which you would think she'd be on a whole bunch of pills because of
Mhm.
what? That's what I
Yeah.
mean. She had a major
Mhm.
hit, and yet she's perfectly fine.
Right.
And it's not like, oh, do you need me to rearrange the pillows because after a certain time it hurts again? Like
Mm.
nothing of that sort of like, you know, taking care. And again, it's what probably been only a week. Like again,
Mhm.
I just feel like you'd have major problems
Mhm. Yeah.
and you'd be in major pain, which I feel it would for Nathan would be like a, oh my God, I gotta really watch her because of my mom.
Yeah.
And that was the thing, was when Deb came back in the end, to the
Mhm.
apartment,
Yeah.
I'm surprised it wasn't like, I'm looking for Haley's pills
Mhm.
because she's gotta be on pain pills.
Something, yeah. And then Nathan told her that there was nothing there, so that's shocking.
Yeah.
Unless they knew to hide them already in case she did come over, maybe. Like they locked him somewhere.
Yeah, but he thought she was in rehab.
Yeah, that too, I guess, yeah. Rachel and Brooke are down the hallway. Rachel mentions to Brooke that for someone who just had a heart attack, Lucas doesn't seem to be worried about getting his heart rate up, as in kissing Peyton. She's thinking about not speaking to her because she's mad about Rachel stealing the key from the tutor center or from Haley. And Rachel says, she just did her a favor. And Brooke just says it's more like a betrayal. And Rachel says they both know she sucks at math. So how does she figure that? And Brooke tells Rachel that she was the one who convinced Haley to tutor her, even though she's not really her number one fan. So her, as in Brooke, trusting Rachel plus her using Haley's key equals betrayal. So
I didn't like that part.
About Brooke not liking Rachel for getting the key, or?
Well, I just don't like the whole stealing the key thing.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah,
Rachel just being all like, I'm a good friend because I stole it because you're dumb. It's like, oh my God. Like just that kind of thing. It's like,
Yeah, so like I'm just surprised like Brooke didn't like ask Haley for help, or Rachel even helps Brooke since she's so good at calculus herself instead of stealing the test. Maybe because it's quicker, but still, it's not like that was her only option.
right. Yeah. I don't know. Something.
Brooke says she doesn't need the key because she stayed up all night studying for the quiz. And then Rachel tells Brooke now that she mentions it, she does look bad today. Yeah, so their like love language with each other seems to be just passing insults to each other back and forth about their appearance and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's kind of their friendship.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, their love language. And then and then Rachel says, fine, but you better start making friends with the juniors because that's who you're gonna be with next year. And then Gigi walks up to Mouse Locker and he asks how is his girl, which was cute. But then Gigi.
Yeah, but then she said, I'm gonna break up with you. And he's like,
Mhm.
what? And she goes, not right now, but I will. And it's
Yeah, doing that when she was gonna ask him out was one thing, but then doing this for breaking up was kind of cruel.
yeah, because it's like, then break up with me.
Yeah, it's like
right
pulling
now.
off. Yeah, it's like pulling off the band-aid just a little bit, but not right away. So. And then Nathan asks Haley if she's okay because, at the apartment, she looks like she's a million miles away.
And all she's worried about, well, because she has the news on, and all she's worried about is that poor man who hit me.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing: is like Nathan the whole time is letting her believe it.
Yeah.
It's like, really? That's what I had the issue with. Of like,
Mm-hmm.
Nathan, just tell the truth.
Yeah, and then he did lie to her when she asked him if he knew the guy. So.
Yeah, and he's like, no, I don't know. Like, what?
Yeah, and that
And
Haley,
then I didn't like because she said, I don't know how your father could do something
yeah.
like that. And I'm like,
I mean, it's not that much out of character,
right,
but
because he did it to Keith. But it's like I just don't like it because Nathan didn't say something right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
Like he waited a long time to tell her.
Yeah. Then Nathan tells her he's going to school, but Kieran will come and check on her later and he'll bring her some soup during lunch. And then she, goes to tell him to get chicken noodle with some extra noodles, but he finishes her sentence because he knows her that well. And then
and then she said, I don't know how you turned out so sweet, having a father like again, just talking so bad about Dan, which I get that he is, but in this storyline,
from her point of view,
he's protecting his son.
Yeah, and she doesn't know any better, And then Dan's lawyer goes to see him.
And he's being charged with second-degree murder.
Yep. And that his arraignment is scheduled for tomorrow.
Arraignment.
Yeah, I can never say that right. And that he'll file a plea for not guilty.
Yeah, but he doesn't. And they want an investigation, but he don't want one because he's guilty.
Yep.
Or someone's murder.
Yep. It's not this one. Yep. And the lawyer's trying to reason with him, saying it's not a good idea, but Dan's not hearing it, and he just hangs up the phone and leaves, basically. And then after the theme song, we see Nathan now seeing him and, telling Dan that he's not pleading guilty.
Yeah, because he's like, you're not guilty and all this, and you shouldn't be paying for something that he did. And I'm like, whatever.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then he said, don't be a fool. Like, you don't want 20 years to life,
Mhm.
which is true because, like, you're having a kid. Like, so you want to be, your kid is going to be an adult by the time you get out.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
again, I don't even know why we're going this far. Because if you would have just done the blood test
Mhm.
between for the evidence, you would have known
Mhm.
right then and there Dan didn't do it. So I don't even know why we're
Right.
going this far.
Well, I guess it takes some time. I don't know how much time, but yeah, maybe it's been a week. So yeah, it should
You would
the
think
result.
the blood
I think
test the test should only have taken a couple days at the
yeah.
max.
I mean, I don't have no idea how long that takes really, but
So I just feel like it's been a week. Why haven't we gotten that back yet?
right.
And when he ends up getting off, why is it? Oh, well, basically they probably did a what you call it, autopsy on Dante.
Mhm.
And instead, why don't you just look at the blood evidence? Like, I don't understand. That'd have been so much easier.
Yeah. Yeah, it says it should take about within 2 to 5 business days. So
So
yeah.
that should have been done and over with by the time Haley and Lucas even got to the hospital.
Yeah. Oh wait, forensic DNA testing can take weeks to months depending on the complexity of the case and the lab's workload. So okay, yeah, it really depends, but
I
I don't
didn't
know.
think it was that big of evidence. All you could do is his blood
Mhm.
on his hand.
Yeah, yeah,
It wasn't that much. It wasn't like true forensic DNA evidence that they have to try to do.
yeah. It's not like they didn't like have no suspect, so and
Right.
only like have one one piece of evidence to take from. So
Right. But then, he said like Dan was saying how like, he has sins to pay and it's like and he said
mhm.
I belong here.
Yeah, which is true.
He does. And then Nathan's like, you don't belong here.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
but he does, little Nathan.
yeah. And then we transition to Deb saying the opposite, that she doesn't belong in rehab.
But she does.
Yeah, because she's a good person. She just pops pills. She hasn't
She
killed anybody.
she goes,
So of
she goes,
course,
she goes, I just started a fire once
yeah.
and discharged a firearm recently, but it was an accident.
hmm Yeah, I
Oh
liked how
my
the writers
God.
were like kind of making fun of Deb because he was opposite of her. Because he has killed somebody, just not Dante. But yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, okay, Deb.
And then probably the best comeback for Deb when the therapist says, she's been in her shoes, and she says Gucci. I don't think so. And then the therapist tells her to give her the program a chance. She might find rehab is going to help her.
Yeah,
And
she says, help me. This place
yeah.
makes me want to take pills.
hmm
Oh my God.
And then all people do is whine, whine, whine. And then the guy tells Deb not to say whine because he's an alcoholic. And she's just like so over it.
Yeah, like get me out of here.
hmm And then at school, Lucas tells Peyton that when he was unconscious, he saw Keith. And Peyton tells him that he should talk to Nathan. And Lucas explains that like it wasn't his sixth sense or something like that because it felt real. And, Payne tells him not to laugh. But she, had dreams about her mom and Ellie, and she likes to think that's the way of communicating from the other side, like emails
Emails
or
for
dreams
ghosts.
are, for ghosts. And Lucas tells Payne, if there's a possibility that she's right, then what message was Keith trying to send him? And, Payne asks what they talked about. So Lucas said mostly her, but then, he was going to kiss her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she like pulls away, so he's like
Yep. He's like,
thinking that.
oh, do I smell bad and stuff? She's like, no, you
hmm
smell great. It's just, she said, I'm not a really big fan of PDA. And he's like, since when? It's like,
Right,
barely now.
right,
It was so funny. And she said,
hmm
it makes her uncomfortable. Okay.
right,
And he said,
yeah,
so about holding hands, hugging. She goes, yeah, I guess so. Oh
hmm
my God, Peyton.
yeah. And Lucas is just so confused.
She walks away because she has
Yeah,
English.
hmm And then in class, Gigi and Mouth are video chatting on their phones.
Okay, first of all, I didn't know your phone could do that back then.
Yeah, I looked it up. Apparently, they made it a thing in '99. Just at some point, they made it like for every phone. But yeah, it seems like before smartphones, it didn't really exist. Like it seemed like the cameras could barely even function. So
Yeah, like when you took a picture, it's very blurry.
or video, yeah, like it.
Yeah.
I feel like it lagged maybe, but it's hard to remember because it was that
Um,
long ago.
Also too, so I don't understand this because he's doing it in class and
Mhm.
they're passing out papers and stuff. Like he's in class and no, like the teacher doesn't say, you need to put that away or let me take your
Yeah,
phone.
yeah, because
Nothing.
it puts the test right in front of him when he's talking
Right.
to her. It
He
says
walks,
nothing.
the teacher walks right past mouth
Hmm.
as he's talking to Gigi and nothing happens.
Yeah, and you can hear Gigi on the phone too. So.
Yeah, and he's talking right back to her, not talking to the teacher
Mhm.
or another student. He's literally talking to his phone, talking to Gigi. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? So when I saw the teacher go by, I was like, say
Yeah, me
something
too.
to him.
Hmm. Yeah, because her talking would be more distracting if he was just typing. So,
But also, he's supposed to be in class, not on
mm,
the phone.
yeah, because like obviously she called him, but like he could have just like not answered it because he's in class. But
Yeah, I just
yeah,
didn't like it because I'm like, where's the teacher? Like, he's right
hmm
here, but like, why isn't he doing his job, taking the phone away?
right. And she should also be in class too. So her teacher's also not telling her to hang it up. So
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, but she just called him to ask if he wants to be broken up by text or IM.
That was weird. I'm like, now you're gonna ask him how he wants to be broken up? Okay, Gigi.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
just
this whole
dragging it
thing was,
out.
yeah, was annoying. Just break up.
Hmm. Yeah, so he tells her, he prefers to be in person, but he'd rather not them break up at all.
She just hangs up.
Yeah. And then Rachel tells Brooke that she knows she doesn't think she needs it, but good luck for, the test. Because they're in the same class as Mouth, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're right next to each other.
Yeah. So Brooke tells Rachel that, just because she wants to resort to theft instead of hard work doesn't mean she has to.
Yeah, so she needs to give the key back.
Hmm. Um, but then Brooke looks at the flyer for Clean Teens, and Rachel calls it the Weirdo Virgin Club, and Shelly hears it because she's right there, telling Rachel it's called Clean Teens, and Brooke asks Shelly if she's trying to say the school one Rachel at a
Well,
time.
that was funny.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty funny.
Hmm.
Are you trying to say one Rachel at a time? And
Right.
Rachel just like looks at her like, really?
Hmm. And then Shelly says, that they're having a meeting tonight and they can be there or be sluts, which was uncalled for, but and then, Brooke crumples up the flyer. So Shelly tells them that if they change their minds, the door is open. And Brooke adds just like Rachel's legs.
Mhm. And what's weird is normally Rachel has comebacks with Brooke
Hmm.
all the time. But
Hmm.
here she just let Brooke keep saying stuff.
Yeah,
I
I
was,
guess she
I was
could.
surprised. I was like, Rachel, you always
Yeah.
have something to say.
Yeah, I
And
guess
you're just letting her say this stuff about you.
right. Yeah, I guess she couldn't think of anything after that.
But Rachel always has something up her sleeve. So
Mhm.
that was weird to me. Oh,
Yeah.
that's what could have filled the couple minutes.
Yeah.
Rachel saying stuff back to her.
Hmm.
Hey, I'm just saying that I'm just
Yeah.
trying to help the show.
Hmm. And then the news about Dan being in prison is on the news. Oh, I put that twice in my notes. I just noticed as I'm reading
So
it
I
out
have a
loud.
question.
Yeah.
If you were trying to recover from just
Hmm.
your broken leg,
Yeah.
as Haley is,
Hmm.
would you be watching the news 24/7?
Well, I did break my leg, but I was 5, so I definitely wasn't watching the news. But I was watching TV, but um, I don't know. This was 2007. Whatever was on. Yeah, I feel like there were probably plenty of things she could have watched, but Haley's also like the tutor girl, so I feel like she probably would be looking to be up to date on current events. And maybe she just thought too, like her accident might be on the TV. I don't know. Because she doesn't know much information alone because no one's telling her anything. Of course, Nathan's not saying anything, but like maybe she thinks maybe she can find out more through the news. I don't know. Or she just was, going through the channels and stumbled upon it maybe too. So,
Because it's just crazy because she's watching it all day.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot.
Hmm.
Turn the channel and watch something good.
Yeah. And then Nathan gets there and then she says, she's been thinking about Dante's family because now she knows information about him after the news. Because Nathan is surprised that she knows who he is.
Yeah, and then she said that he's some kind of bookie or gambler, but he's somebody's child, and since she's going to be a mother, she wants to reach out to the family.
Right. I was kind of
No.
surprised. Yeah, I was kind of surprised Nathan asked how she knew that when he was the one that turned off the news in the first place. I guess he wasn't paying attention to what was on it, but
Like, they're not going to say who it was.
yeah.
But also, it's just so annoying. Like, he just keeps letting her go on a spiral of this, and it was just annoying.
Yeah, so even with Haley only knowing a little information, it was still, I feel like, big of her to forgive the driver for hitting her, because she thinks it's an accident, of course, but like she doesn't she knows he wasn't drunk or anything, but like, I don't know, she's just very forgiving, whereas other people probably wouldn't be. So
Yeah, but then he finally says it was his fault, the accident, his father being sent to prison, everything. And I'm like, Then he finally tells her about the money and about the championship and all of it.
Right, only because she said she's going to talk to Dante's family, so he knew he couldn't let her get that far.
Yeah, but then it was kind of sad when she said that, like, basically her accident was his revenge. That was kind of sad.
Yeah.
But it was true. And also, hopefully it makes her think a little differently of Dan, like he was trying to protect his son.
Right. Yeah, because he says that she has no idea how hard it is for him to see her like this, and she says, it's not as hard as it is for her to see him like this. I mean, it is a lot of information in like one little scene here. So like, I get Haley for being mad that he lied about knowing Dante or not knowing Dante. Then letting Dan take the fall for it, and the whole reason why Dante was even trying to kill Nathan, and she ended up getting hit instead. Yeah, so now she just sees how much danger Nathan put their family in by making that deal with Dante and digging himself into a very deep hole he couldn't get out of. And then Dan's lawyer goes to see Dan to tell him he's a lucky man because they did the autopsy, and it was just released to say that Dante crashed or died in the crash on impact, so he was already dead by the time Nathan dragged him out of the car and beat him. So
yep, so he's a free man.
Yep. Dan, he's the free man. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. I mean, like, not Nathan, so.
I wasn't talking about Nathan.
Right, I know, I'm just saying what I was saying, yeah. So Nathan would have been free either way. And then the next scene is with Dan giving a speech at the press conference about this.
It was weird because he said he wanted to thank his lawyer, which is good. But then he said, and my family for their support. What family?
I mean, Nathan was there, but yeah, that's it.
Well, Nathan wasn't at the hearing, Nathan wasn't really supportive.
I mean, he went to the jail to see him or prison, so.
It was just weird because I'm like, what family?
Right, yeah, he wasn't there at the conference, yeah.
You don't really have any.
Yeah, so he says, if Tree Hill wants him to step down from being mayor, he will.
Yep, so it's like, here we get it, because I know last episode was like, what we do with, mayor, because you would think it'd be taken away right when you get arrested. Well, they're pushing him out, so
yeah,
makes sense. And then it was weird because like Dan does not step down from things, so the fact that he was, I was like, because I mean he I feel like it's like another way of him feeling guilty of like, I killed someone, they didn't put me in prison like I should be, so I'll just step down as mayor. It's like he's just going on this little thing of just trying to do better, I guess. But also you have to think too, I think Dan also did this for Nathan because he feels guilty because Dante said, I picked him because he's your son. And I think Dan's like, crap. Like, like he feels guilty about killing Keith. He feels guilty about a few things, but I think the other part is Dante.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's what it was too. Like just all of it.
Yeah, and then Deb's watching the press conference on TV and says even when she's in rehab, Dan is still finding a way to get in her face. And then turns off the TV, and that's when the nurse walks in.
Well, then don't watch the news, Deb.
Yeah. And to give her her afternoon pills, and
She took them real fast too.
Yeah, Deb's thrilled about this time of the day. And the nurse asks what happened to the bed sheets, and she's acting like she doesn't know what she's talking about, but she was wondering the same thing, turns out. First, the nurse doesn't believe her and walks away. And then Lucas goes over to see Nathan, where he tells him he told Haley everything. Then he tells Lucas that he was the one who attacked Dante. He wants to turn himself in and wants Lucas to go with him.
And then Lucas tells him the good news.
Mm-hmm.
That he didn't kill him.
Yeah, so it's a good thing Nathan just didn't like straight line to go.
Own.
Yeah, just go right there right away.
Yeah, because it would have been like, huh, you?
Yeah, because they probably would have told him there at the office, or not office, the station, that like it was cleared, nobody killed him. So I don't know if that, like, I don't know if Nathan could have got in trouble for this if he did this or what. I don't know, but yeah.
Not really, because Dan would let it go.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't charged with beating him up or anything, so.
Right, yeah. And then, yeah, this is a huge relief for Nathan, of course, but he says this still doesn't change the fact that he betrayed Haley. Yep. And he tells Lucas he should have seen the way Haley looked at him like a monster. Now she's gone.
But you have to think, too, like, he never let her in with the accident from the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, like, ever since they got married second time, he never really let her in.
Right.
And, like, this is just another thing of, like, Nathan not letting her in. So it's like, you haven't really let her in since you got married. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've kind of been betraying her because she always has to, like, feel a certain way. Like, oh, am I not good enough and pretty and all this? Remember, that's how she was, like, kind of feeling the first accident. And it's like, here it is again. It's like, Nathan, like, just start telling her the truth, and then she'll be in on all your problems.
Right.
Especially because he's always, like, saying, like, oh, like, we're a team. It's just, like, us against the world. But it's like, you're not, like, not letting her in on all these problems is not being a team.
Right.
Which you're supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, so Lucas tells Nathan that Haley went to his house. Karen picked him up earlier. And then Lucas tells Nathan he did the right thing. She's his wife and she needed to know. And then he'll talk to Haley for him.
And then he said, like, I'm sorry for everything. And then Lucas is just like, it's okay. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, because Nathan feels also bad that Lucas ended up having a heart attack from this whole ordeal. So,
but do you really think it was from that or from playing?
I think it was both. I think just the accident's what keeled him over, basically, to see Haley like that.
Because it was like, what? Because, like, all they talk, like, when Peyton was, like, talking about, like, she doesn't want to kiss him because of the heart attack. But I'm like, it was also because he played.
Mm-hmm.
As long as he doesn't play and then you guys make out, it's like,
yeah, because
like, that's the whole thing.
Yeah, because a kiss is nothing compared to playing in a game, well, for 15 minutes, and then that stressful accident that he kind of witnessed, but like got the end of it, to see Haley on the ground like that. So it was just a combination of everything, really. So.
But yeah, I'm like, it wasn't just one thing though. It was a combined of a whole bunch of stuff.
Right. And yeah, so Payne isn't thinking about that. Just like you said, Lucas put that idea into her head. So that's the only thing she can focus on is that. And then at school, Brooke finds out she got a 59 her calculus test. So that's a E or F, I should say.
F, bad grade.
Yeah, I always wonder why don't they like kind of skip E's on TV shows? It seems like it's always like D and then F.
Well, E must be a E must be a passing grade.
Maybe, yeah, I guess.
Because on all TV shows and movies, they get Fs. And I'm like,
Yeah, that's
we
why. Yeah.
never got an F. It was E.
Hmm.
E was your F.
Yeah.
And
So.
E was fail.
Hmm.
So that is weird because our grading system was not like that.
Right. So I don't know if
Like
that was just a TV thing or a thing back then.
like a D was barely passing.
Hmm.
Like you were
Yeah.
on the edge. But it's
Yeah.
like E, you were just gone.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is weird because I'm like, we didn't have that, but okay.
Right. Yep. So then Brooke panics, going back to Rachel to say, like, did she return the key yet? And Rachel says she did.
I wonder if it's because it's more dramatic. F. Like for fail. Like
Hmm.
you wonder if it's supposed to be because it's like more dramatic than an E.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So Rachel tells Brooke that she did return the key, but she made a copy first.
Annoying.
So at least I guess there's that move that Rachel did that made it a little bit less bad. Like she did give the key back.
Yeah, but
So
they still have to break in.
I know, I'm just saying like it wasn't like missing for days, But I
Well, it kind
wonder,
of was for like a whole week.
yeah, but I wonder how she returned it if she got it out of Haley's purse in the first place. So did she put it in her locker? But Haley would be like, why is it? Well, she's not even at school. So yeah, she could put it in her locker, but Haley never even noticed it was missing from her purse. So I mean, she was in the accident, so she's not thinking about that. But you know what I mean?
Well, maybe she thinks that when she comes back in a month,
Mm,
that she'll go, oh, here's my key I was looking for. Like
mm,
she wouldn't really think, why did I put it here? I didn't leave it here, sort of thing. Like she's so caught up in something else that by the
yeah,
time she even remembers, she'll think she put it in her locker.
yeah, probably, yeah,
Maybe that's what it is.
yeah. And then, yeah, and she says Haley would never find out, so it has to be her locker. And then Brooke tells Rachel she failed her test, and she says she even missed an entire night of partying
Okay,
because she stayed up
so
studying.
right here we're reverting back to season 1, Brooke, of party, party,
Hmm.
party, party. And because remember, season 2, she was starting to care about school.
Hmm.
And it's, and now we're going back to season 1, Brooke, the Brooke none
Yeah.
of us liked.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like, I don't like this. I don't like her hanging around Rachel because this is what we get is season 1, Brooke.
Yeah, and she's still supposed to be class president, but ever since she got elected for her junior year, we not had seen her do one damn thing about anything for the school.
So then she must not be.
Like she even had her own desk, and then we never saw her at it again after she moved in that night that
Yeah,
she
I don't
won.
know. I don't get it because I just don't get it because, like, you're the Brooke that we got to know in season 2,
Yeah.
I liked because
Hmm.
that Brooke cared about
People.
people. She
Hmm.
cared about not just looks, and she started to
Hmm.
care about people.
Yeah, into the
And
DUI and that eye.
right. And then in season 3, she still, I think she was starting to turn, especially when it came to
Mhm.
Rachel. But it's like
Yeah.
now in season 4, she just doesn't care about others. She kind of like makes fun of Shelly.
Hmm.
And it's weird because season 2, Brooke would not have done that.
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this before when Rachel was first introduced. I can't remember. I probably did. Maybe. I don't know. But it's like kind of like how Jen was in Dawson's Creek. Like she was doing good until Abby showed up and kind of influenced her,
So
badly.
Abby is Rachel, and then Jen is Brooke.
Yeah, because they had a partying pass and they were doing fine until the troublemaker comes in and ruins it for them, basically.
Yeah, because I don't like it. Because I'm like, if this was season 2,
Hmm.
Brooke would Brooke would have been nice to Shelly and all of this, and the fact that
Hmm.
she's not and like makes fun of her,
Hmm.
she just wouldn't have done that back then. So I don't like that it's her senior year. She's got a couple months left, and this is how she's acting. Like
Hmm.
this, especially because she's 18. She's not 17. She's
Yeah.
18. She's technically an adult. So I don't
Hmm.
like that as an adult, Brooke is being this way.
Hmm.
She's treating people like crap. She's making fun of them for how they're living, um, how they decide how their redemption is going to be. Remember,
Mhm.
like when she got the information about Shelly and how about summer camp or whatever, summer camp, church camp, whatever it was. And it
Mhm.
was like, I just don't
Oh,
like that. Like,
yeah.
why are we going after Shelly? Like,
Mhm.
I just don't like it because, like, it's one thing for Rachel and Brooke to go after each other,
Mhm.
but when you start going after others, I don't like that
Right.
because
And
what did
that's
they do to you?
yeah, and that's all Rachel's been doing.
Yeah, and that's all Brooke was season 1.
Mhm.
She went after, every single person in the group.
Yeah,
So I just don't like it.
yeah, like I feel like even season 1, Brooke probably wouldn't even think about stealing the tutor key either, tutor center key to get the test
Well,
answers.
Brooke didn't. It was
Right.
Rachel.
I know what I'm saying. Like Brooke then and Brooke now still, nonetheless would have thought about this at all if it wasn't for Rachel. So,
Yeah, so she would have just failed.
hmm
Which she would fail anyway. Okay, but here's my thing. Okay, what I don't understand is you're gonna what? Go back and erase your grade? Like
what do you mean?
what is because their plan is to sneak in the school and take the exam,
hmm
the answers. You already
Yeah.
took the test. You failed it.
Yeah, that was a quiz. This is for the exam that's coming up.
Okay, so you don't think that the teacher is gonna go, how come all of a sudden you passed?
Yeah, I guess they would probably make sure just to make sure they get like some answers wrong, so to not be suspicious. But yeah.
Because I'm like, if you're the teacher, you're gonna be
hmm
like, you've been failing.
hmm
This exam is gonna be harder than ever, than any exam we've ever taken. You're gonna pass it when you
Or ace
failed
it.
when
Yeah.
when you failed every single time.
Yeah. So if they were smart, they'll make sure like she got like a C plus maybe. Yeah.
But even that's bad.
The most. Yeah.
But even that's bad.
hmm
Because if you get Fs all the time,
hmm
how are you gonna all of a sudden pass the hardest test?
I mean, I guess Brooke could have say that she was getting tutored, but then if the teacher checked, and asked if she was, Brooke was going there, and then they
They
say
would
no,
have
of
said
course.
no.
Then
That
yeah,
was the
then
thing, is if the teacher would
yeah.
have followed up, it would
hmm
have been like, no, she hasn't been here. It'd be like, and how did she pass?
Yeah, and then she would have been caught for cheating and lying. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when it all comes out that it's missing, it's like, well, there's one person that all of a sudden did okay.
hmm
Like, that's why you shouldn't do it, because, like, look at what you're getting yourself into.
hmm
So technically, Brooke should have been expelled.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. It
hmm
shouldn't have just been Rachel,
Yeah.
because Brooke did it.
hmm Yeah, that was funny how she tells Brooke that, she's not book smart, she's Brooke smart, and there's a
Yeah.
big difference. Yeah.
Well, obviously, there's a difference. They only use the Brooke thing for one thing.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
And then Rachel came back with calling her like little Miss Cute but not so smart. Yeah. And then Nathan goes to the junkyard where he sees Dante's messed up car. And then he has, the flashback of the whole thing.
Why would he
And then
go there?
um I guess after feeling guilty about not telling Haley, he's like, I don't know, just wandering around. Kind of like he did with the bridge, being there. So this is kind of the closest thing he can do to, you know, be at the site where the accident happened. Like not on the street, I guess, just at the car.
But I feel like, because, like, he wasn't the only person in the car that he was really close to was Cooper. But Cooper versus Haley, like, this is the love of his life, his wife, mother of his child. Totally different than Cooper.
hmm
And so I don't get why you'd go back to that part. Like, something that, the one person you don't want ever to leave your life, die, or, anything, like, that's the accident you're gonna go back to. Again, like, Cooper's one thing because, like, it's his uncle in and out of his life sort of thing. But,
hmm
like, Haley is his wife. Like, I don't get why
hmm
you'd go back to that part.
hmm Yeah, I guess he's just thinking, about all the events that led up to the accident and everything got bad. Maybe I don't know, maybe in a way punishing himself for lying to Haley. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because maybe he's thinking like, I did this.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dante was in the driver's seat, but I did this
Mm-hmm.
in a way, I guess.
Yeah,
Because
it's
like,
like as
because the accident at the end of season 3, the bridge,
Mhm.
Nathan had nothing to do with.
Right.
Where this one, Haley wouldn't be where she is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like as if he like burned down a whole forest when he was the one that lit the match. So that's maybe what he thinks is like the burned down forest is like Haley getting hurt, and the match, catching the forest on fire is like the car, like just kind of blaming himself for starting giving it the spark that it needed to become like that. So
As I said, like Dante was driving the car, but Nathan was the one that
yeah, so like I said, it's
started
like he lit the match, but then Dante took the match and threw it at the forest, basically.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then yeah, so he goes to Dan's office and he was watching it on the news too. So he knows what happened. Well, I mean, he already knew what happened because of the lawyer, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so Nathan thinks that Dan bought his, the results to make it look like that Dante died of natural causes.
Which he can't do.
Right. I mean, you never know. I wouldn't, you know, doubt that there might been some people, past, even future, that probably who has power can do something like that. But
Yeah. But I feel like this situation didn't happen.
right, yeah, obviously, yeah.
Also too, like, it was like Nathan is still on this whole like, you're so innocent and I'm not. And it's like if he got out, then you're both okay. Like
Yeah, I guess it's interesting to see the opposite ends of Nathan and Dan and their guilt. Because Nathan, thought he killed Dante, but yet he knows he didn't, and he still feels guilty. Whereas Dan has been sitting with the guilt of killing Keith, but he's not showing it as much because it just shows that Nathan actually is a good person because he's like telling people like, I got to turn myself in,
I
I
did
did
it.
this. Yeah, so he keeps confessing to everybody because that's what a guilty person would do, and Dan's just quiet as ever. So that just shows that he's actually not guilty of what he did. So
Yeah, well,
it just
because
shows.
he knows once he opens up that
Mhm.
everyone is gonna turn on him.
Yeah, I just think this
He'll lose
further.
Karen and everyone, and
Yeah,
Nathan.
right. I just think this further proves how much of a better person that Nathan is compared to his dad. So
Well, you would think
yeah.
that Haley would understand that being so smart, but she's not.
hmm And then
Well,
yeah.
and
So
then when he
Dan.
said, like, when Nathan was like, I still can't believe you went as far as you did for me, it's like, and then when Dan said, like, I do it again, I'm
hmm
like, Nathan, you're having a son. You would do the same thing
Right.
for you. Like, I
hmm
could see Jamie being in a situation and Nathan takes the blame.
Yeah.
He would do it in a heartbeat. So I don't even know what he's
hmm
talking about by
Yeah.
saying this. I'm like, huh.
hmm Maybe he's not thinking about it because he's not thinking about like he doesn't have the dad mindset yet because maybe the baby isn't born. Maybe he will afterward. But like
Well, I
it's
hope
just like
so.
just focus on what's in front of him right now. Yeah.
Also, when Nathan tells Haley everything,
hmm
it was weird because when he said, you said I was having a son, I'm like, and he said, then I felt better. I'm like not stressed anymore. I'm
hmm
like, so if you were having a girl, you would be stressed.
hmm
Again, we're going back to why does it have to be a boy that he's good now?
Yeah, I guess I could have rewrote that to like, then you told me, we were having, or tell me, you told me what our sex of our baby was, but yeah,
But the
like,
fact that he says son, I'm like, again, so if you had a daughter, it would be like more stressed.
mm-hmm,
Instead of, I'm at ease now, I'm having a son.
mm-hmm.
What? Again, I don't like that part. Like, why is it because it's a son, we're okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
No. If you were having a little girl, you would be just fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get this part at all. And let's be
Yeah.
honest. Let's be honest for a second. If he was having a girl, the person that would have the most arguments with the little girl would be Haley.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the mother-daughter thing.
Right.
Like when it comes to girls, it's like normally they're daddy's little girl. So for
Mm-hmm.
Nathan, he'd have no problem.
Yeah.
It'd be his little girl. Haley, on the other
Mhm.
hand, would have all the fights with her.
Yeah.
So, like being like the mini little, one. So it's like, because, it's like you see that a lot of like, oh, the little girl can do no wrong in daddy's eyes. But with mom, on the other hand, it's like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like the same thing. And I think the same thing probably with Karen, how it's going to be. Because like Lucas, it was her baby. But with Lily, it's like they're going to butt heads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's the mother-daughter thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm like, why? Again, I just didn't like that whole comment of, you said I was having a son. And basically it all went away. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
nope.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, I feel like it could have been played as like, now I know what this little human is.
Mm-hmm.
Not just that you're pregnant. Like it's a step further into our family, given what it is.
Yeah.
Versus the fact that it's a boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just didn't like
Yep.
that. I'm like, it could have been played, like written better.
Mm-hmm.
Than, it's a boy.
Right.
Weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Dan had told Nathan to trust him, that he doesn't want that kind of guilt carrying, being carried around for the rest of
Yeah,
his life.
when he said,
basically.
trust me, I'm like,
Mhm.
wouldn't you have been like, what do you mean trust you?
Yeah.
Trust you means you're going through it.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I'm like, huh? But again, nobody says anything. Like this stuff
Mhm.
Dan says, sometimes Dan does leave like little eggs of stuff he's done,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
nobody catches on. Everybody just ignores it. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
here it is. He's
Yeah.
telling you
Mm-hmm.
he did it,
Yeah.
but you're not catching on.
Yeah, I guess that's his way of confessing, whereas Nathan's like spelling it out to everybody. But yeah.
Like I
Mhm.
killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dan's using it as more of, I wouldn't say like a tricky way, but
Mm-hmm.
like that where Nathan is just being blunt. I did it.
Yeah, I think Dan doesn't like mean any bad thing about it. He wants to confess, but he's afraid to. So he's like, maybe if I just give a little subtle hints here and there, maybe someone will catch on. But I wonder like what he would do if somebody just, straight out asked him about it,
Like me or you would be like, what do you mean trust
Mhm.
you?
Yeah.
Also too, like I think Dan is trying to set these little eggs so that he can see people's reaction.
Mhm.
Like what they
Yeah.
would do or say to me if they found this out.
Mhm.
Because, it's like it's kind of like, Brooke and Rachel, if they had done like that about stealing. It's like, what would people say about us if we steal? It's like that of like, I'm just gonna throw some things out and see what people could do.
Mhm.
How they react towards me.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to lose what he's starting to build.
Mm-mm.
A life with Karen. So he doesn't want to
Mhm.
lose that. So it's like, how do I say it without saying it?
Right. Yeah, and then maybe too, now he really doesn't want to go to prison because then, Karen wouldn't have that support from him, like she would be more on her own. So maybe that could be another reason why he's trying to, make sure he stays out. I mean, he was taking blame for Dante, but now that he doesn't need to do that anymore, like that's what he's thinking now. I got to stay out for her, maybe. I don't know.
Well, this is his second chance with Karen.
Mhm.
This is what he wanted,
Yeah.
apparently, for so long.
Mhm.
Which I don't understand, because through the seasons we have seen him say, horrible things to her and about her.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden he's in love with her.
Right.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't get it. Like someone you're truly in love with, you're talking all this crap to.
Right.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind.
Right.
I couldn't be with somebody that talked trash like that about me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then Lucas gets to his house to find Haley on the couch. So he tells her he talked to Nathan, and she asks Lucas, like, why couldn't he just be honest with her? And he says Nathan probably didn't want to let her down, which is
Yeah.
true.
Then he said
Mhm.
that Nathan would do anything for her, like,
Mhm.
basically don't you know that and stuff. And yeah.
Mhm.
And then he said that he made bad choices. And she has bad choices. A bad choice is like acid wash jeans,
Mhm.
not getting involved with a loan shark.
Yeah.
I was like, honestly, I agree with that part.
Yeah. That seems more like a Brooke comment, though. About the fashion sense going on right now.
Yeah. But I feel like, well, I mean, she was a roommate for a long time.
Yeah. Somebody it rubbed off on her. Yeah.
But I feel like it's true of like Nathan should be smarter than that,
Mhm.
that kind of thing.
Yeah. But it's just funny too that Haley brought that up since people would, used to make fun of her clothes. So
And sometimes Brooke still does.
yeah.
Or no, Nathan still does.
Yeah. Yeah, so she tells Lucas to look at her because she's a mess and hurt, even though we commented earlier that she could look a little more hurt, but
Yeah, like she's dead.
yeah. Yeah, so Lucas, says Dante was a bad guy and he tried to kill Nathan. He almost killed her, but Nathan did what he thought was best at the time, but he didn't kill him, and Haley knows because she's been watching the news all day still.
And then she was saying, like, this morning she felt bad for Dante. And then, so
Mhm.
her question was, like, why is it easier to forgive a stranger than to forgive someone you love?
Mhm.
And like, what would you say to that?
Well, actually it's the opposite for me, honestly. Like it takes longer for me to forgive a stranger than it does someone I actually know. So
Well, yeah, if it comes to killing someone you love or something, it's like,
mhm.
you did what?
Mhm.
Like, as into a stranger, like, you killed the love of my life, blah, blah. Like, that it's like, you'll never forgive that one. But it's like, I mean, I guess in a way, I guess it's because a stranger you don't know,
Mhm.
the person you love, you put on a pedestal.
Mhm.
And and then all it does is prove that person, you know, is like every other person, makes
Mhm.
mistakes.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it comes in of like a stranger, they're just a stranger. You don't know who they are.
Yeah. I mean,
Where the
obviously,
person you love, you're going to think differently about all of a
yeah.
sudden.
I mean, obviously, if they did something like horrible, like killed
Damn.
someone, yeah, like killed someone, you're worse than that, then that'd be different. But like if it's something smaller than that, yeah, um, I don't know, I think you can forgive someone because you love them and like their heart and like their intentions and like they made a mistake and as long as they like apologize and learn from that and move on, don't repeat it. If they kept repeating it, then yeah, then you couldn't forgive them still. But keep doing that because it's a never ending cycle. But yeah, so
But I think it's kind of like Brooke
mm-hmm,
feeling. You can forgive her, but you'll never forget it. And it will be
yeah,
with her forever.
mm-hmm,
Like in your eyes.
mm-hmm,
Like you stole.
yeah,
Where a stranger who steals, it's like you're never going to see that person again.
mm-hmm,
But this person that you love is in your life. So you see this person every day. So you then think differently of this person. Like Brooke, you think differently because you're going to steal. It's like,
mm-hmm,
because again, we've always talked about how she's growing, and then she falls. And it's like,
mm-hmm,
don't like it because she's supposed to be better than that. And it's that kind of
mm-hmm,
thing where it's like Rachel, that's just who she is. So it's kind of like Rachel's the stranger, Brooke is the one we love.
mm-hmm,
It's kind of like that. So I understand where Haley's coming from of like, I thought I knew this person,
Mm-hmm.
and I clearly don't.
Yeah.
But also, I don't get why she's so mad at him. No, I'm saying like about when his speech about people hurting you,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll get to it because
Yeah.
it irritates me.
Yeah, because I didn't really see her as mad, just like wanting, just like listening, hearing him out, but
Well,
and like
she
seeing,
moved.
yeah, we'll get there, yeah.
No, she
Because
moved. Yeah, she was so upset. She moved to live with
oh,
Karen.
yeah,
That's what I meant.
mm-hmm.
Well, you could tell
Yeah,
she was mad. It was weird when he said she left me for like the
yeah,
night.
right, yeah. That seemed quick. I guess he's probably like getting PTSD from when she went on tour, so he's like, oh, this is my mistake of her leaving again, like she's gonna leave because she left once, so I don't blame him for thinking she's gonna leave again permanently or for a
But there was
while.
no talk of we're done like it was
Right.
during the
Mhm.
tour. He gave an
Yeah.
ultimatum. There was no
Mhm.
talk of it. So it's like, does she move somewhere for the night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because like Lucas said, or who told him? Wait, what? Who told? Or I forgot. Who told Nathan that? Oh no, Nathan told. Who said that Karen picked her up? Or I forgot. I'm tired.
Nathan told Lucas that Karen picked her up
Okay.
and
Yeah,
she's at his house.
because he didn't say like she took her like her bag with her or something. So that's why. Yeah, he like it'd make more sense too if she did that. Then he would definitely think she's left for good. But yeah,
Well,
so that
yeah,
was a reach.
it's not like your mom and Haley packed up all her things
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because that would make sense. But I mean, packing a
Mhm.
bag, you can pack a bag for a weekend.
Right.
So that's a little different than packing all your stuff up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she just needed space. Was all to get away from him and just like
Well,
think
yeah, you
and
can't sit there
process.
and stare at them because you can't be in the same
Mhm.
room. So, and because their
Yeah.
apartment's so small, I get it.
Yeah.
I just didn't like when he said that. I'm like, what?
Yeah. And then Mouth meets Gigi at a tree on the school campus because he got an Evite. Um, I feel like that was a thing for like a quick second, and then nobody calls anything like anything anymore like that. But um, she says that she was glad that he showed up, and he says, of course, like how could he pass up an invitation to his own breakup? And then Gigi tells
So
him,
it was weird because she said I'm a sophomore because I always thought she was a freshman.
yeah, right, me too,
Um,
yeah. Age wise,
also,
she was definitely, but
but also like when she said like I understand where she's coming from
mm-hmm,
because she's got 2 more years left of being there and he's done
yeah,
in a couple months, like he's out. And I get
mm-hmm,
where she's coming from of like, I need to start hanging out with people my own age, getting to know them because I'm going to be here the next 2 years where you are going to be gone. So you're already preparing yourself. Like Mouth is preparing himself for after high school where
mm-hmm,
she isn't. And then in the last couple months, he's going to be focused on college and saying goodbye and all of this, like the
mm-hmm,
after, where
yeah,
she's still there. So they're not going to have anything in common to talk about because she's going to be stuck in high school and he's not. So I get why she's like, we just need to break up now because what, like, why should we still be together and have more to say goodbye about than just
mm-hmm,
break up right
yeah,
now? Like, I get it.
mm,
Like,
yeah,
because then in a couple months, you're not going to want, like, he already doesn't want to say goodbye. But
yeah,
in a couple months, it's going to be harder because you're going to be with each other a couple more months
mm-hmm,
of like getting to truly know somebody. So I get it. Of
yeah,
like, I don't want more memories. Like,
yeah,
we just might as well end it because it's going to be too hard to say goodbye in a couple months.
yeah, because your feelings grow even stronger within time, so
Yeah, because it's like being together for 2 months versus being together for 6 months.
mm-hmm,
That's a hell of a difference.
yeah. And then, by this point, Mouth will be like an actual adult and she'll be like a kid still. So that's a big difference too, even though they're only like 2 years apart, apparently. But yeah, so.
Yeah, and he'll think about like work and
Mhm.
apartments and,
Yeah.
getting
His
out.
career. Hmm.
Right. Like, is he going to get out Tree Hill? Is he going to, like, he's got so much to think about of like being an adult where she's going to be
Hmm.
like, what party can I go to?
Yeah.
What tests do I have to take?
Hmm.
it's different than like, you know.
Yeah, school's gonna be the only thing they have in common, but they're gonna be learning completely different, classes and everything. So,
Because like when he goes to college, if they were still together, it'd be like high school drama versus
mhm,
college drama.
yeah,
It's like it's gonna be totally different.
mhm,
And then he'll probably go to some parties where she wouldn't be allowed because she'd be young.
right,
So yeah, I understand breaking up now because you haven't been together that long. You don't want more memories to try to say goodbye to.
mhm,
You might as well try to start fresh with somebody else.
right,
I get it.
mhm. Yeah, and then with Henry going off to a different school, like he broke up with Jem because he got, distracted and his attention was caught by the girls there. So of course Mouse will probably be the same way when he goes to college too. So
Yeah, and just ghost her.
yeah, and it's just natural to, for that to happen. So
Well, it's just like your friends. Like when people go to college, you're not gonna be like you can still have best friends that are your
mhm,
high school best friends, but I mean you're not gonna have that same bond
mhm,
because you're not with them every day.
yeah,
So they're hanging out with their new people, you're hanging out with your new people. That's how
mhm,
friendships break too, because you're not around each other.
right,
And yeah, you can catch up, but are you truly like best friends because you're not seeing each other all the time?
mhm,
Somebody else took that spot.
yeah. Unless you keep up with that constant communication, by phone or email or whatever, or IM, like, whatever.
But I still feel like that's harder.
Yeah, like, yeah, I was gonna say too, like, it depends on your schedules too, because college schedules are never the same. They're always different from each other. Unless you're, doing like you're having the same majors and all that. That'd be the only reason why you have a similar schedule. But besides that, it's all different. You have morning classes, afternoon classes, night
Night
classes, like
classes,
yeah. And then, if
work.
you're working or not. Yeah. So, in college, yeah, your time is cut up quite a lot and you find yourself barely even maybe even sleeping. That's how I was. Like I one time I fell asleep doing an assignment. I woke up and I was like, oh yeah, I was working on this. So yeah, you just never know what's going to happen schedule wise. I feel like more than anything, that's the main issue of why relationships can break like that. So,
Well, and especially if you're across the country from each other.
yeah,
Again, whoever your roommate is, whoever
mhm,
your new friends are, like whatever class you're invested in, or you're in any
mhm,
clubs or whatever, like those are your people now. And
yeah,
so it's like the people that you hung around might not be like, yeah,
mhm,
you could still like sit there and like send a letter or a text or a phone call, but that's not being together. It's
right,
not all you're ever going to then talk about is like your past
mhm,
or like little jokes you used to have. But these people that
yeah,
you're together now every single day, you have these
mhm,
new memories with you. They're with you. It's different when the people are with you every day.
mhm,
Just like the people that you become friends with at work. These are the people you were with every day.
mhm,
It's like they get to see good, bad, everything because
mhm,
that used to be your high school life. They used to know everything about you.
mhm. And then the schedule thing again too. I know because Mel says it later. He said he was going to fly out to see her every weekend. Well, one, how does he get the money to do that every weekend? And then two,
You must be getting a job.
yeah, and then two, like if you're going to school full time and then working, you won't have the time to even see her every weekend. Because if anything, you'd be either working or working
Studying.
on schoolwork. Yeah. And then if you really, when you have free time, that's when you sleep. So he would burn himself out very quickly if he tried to establish, um, or, have that long distance relationship with Gigi. So that just wouldn't have been possible either. So,
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Let's go back to like Dawson's Creek for a second.
hmm,
Like Joey and Dawson had this history,
hmm,
but as soon as he went to his new life and she went to college, what was left?
right.
They had the history.
Hmm,
They didn't have the everyday life. But when she was around like Eddie, let's say, because she was working with him every day at work,
hmm,
she had more of a bond with him because she was seeing him every day.
Mm-hmm.
So and again, you change as a person as you get older.
Mm-hmm.
So who Joey had become was not the same person Dawson knew.
Mm-hmm.
So when they got back together, it's kind of like awkward because it's like they only had that.
Mm-hmm.
Where like Eddie knew who she is today, where Dawson knew her a year ago, 3 years ago. Like it's a past.
Yeah.
And that's also the difference of people and things. And again, Joey was the only time she really saw Eddie was when she was working because she was going to school, studying, and then would work.
Yeah, they did have that one class together, but then he wasn't even part of the class, but yeah.
Right. So then she saw him at work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like, again, that was her way of seeing people because remember with like when it came to Jen and Jack, she had to they had to meet up like once a week and that was their only time to like see each other.
Mm-hmm.
Again, these people who you saw every day, you now have to have dates with.
Mm-hmm. Basically, yeah.
But again, you now have a different relationship with them than you do with the people you see every day.
Mm-hmm.
So like she saw Audrey every day. She saw Eddie every day. Those were different than Jen and Jack,
Mm-hmm.
who she used to be close with.
Yeah.
It's that whole thing. And that's how Mouth would be.
Mm-hmm.
Or it would be like, oh, I can't come see you this weekend because I have something going on.
Right.
And then now it's been 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden it's 3. And all of a sudden you don't see each other.
Mm-hmm.
And even Gigi, she would be like, I got invited to a party or something. It'd be like, so I don't, I got things to do.
Yeah, and then too, if they stay together, then then it would be like the prom situation, and I mean, it's like it was always like the 2 year, like I feel like they said like at least at our school, like if as long as the person was like 19 and under, they could attend the prom with the student, I think. So I guess he could have still joined the prom with her too, but I don't think he could have for her senior year if that was still like the 19-year-old rule thing. But
I still feel like it would be weird because
Mhm.
like you're going back to prom or whatever, like because you've moved on, you're older, like
Mhm.
you really want to go back to that, especially because your friends aren't there.
Mhm. Yeah.
Your group isn't there. It's her friends, these people that you don't really know because you see her once every however many times. It's like,
Mhm.
again and again, it's kind of like, oh, you get excited for one night, but that's it. Like, again, you have nothing to go off of anymore because you're not together all the time.
Yeah.
So, again, this is why you should just break up. And again,
Yeah.
he's gonna probably then feel guilty when he finds somebody he bonds with in college and he can't be with her because he's with Gigi.
Right.
Or there's this new guy at school that Gigi likes, but she can't be with him because she's with Mouth.
Mhm. Yeah.
You're gonna run into that.
Yeah. And then Peyton's with Haley. First thing we've seen them together for a while. Don't remember the
Long
last time.
time.
Yeah. The last time they were together, just the two of them.
I like
And
that
then
she was drawing on her cast.
yeah, she did the whole thing in her art. Yeah, that was impressive because that texture of the cast is really difficult to even like write your name on. So
Yeah. And then Peyton asks if she's okay. She says, yeah, she's
yeah,
fine.
because she wasn't really happy about the decorated cast. Yeah.
But then they talk about Lucas and how Peyton can't tell how she feels. Like she
Mhm.
can't tell him her true feelings because she's in love with him. And Haley's like, that's weird.
Mhm. Yeah. So I did like how Peyton at least had Haley to confide in about her, um, her fear that Lucas put into her head about kissing him and him having a heart attack again. Because she doesn't have Brooke and she doesn't have Ellie or Derek. She literally has nobody, not her dad. So, and she can't tell Lucas this because that's the only other person she really is close with. So,
But
at least that's Haley.
But you have to remember too, Peyton never opened up about anything to anyone.
Yeah.
I think because she always had that fear everyone's going to leave her, so she might as well not say a word. Because remember when she was going through anything, she wouldn't tell Brooke how she felt. She never told Allie. Like they only had really music in common. It wasn't like she opened up to anyone really. Maybe
Yeah.
Lucas was the only one.
Yeah. I mean, she did tell Derek that she liked Lucas and everything, so that was something. But
But
yeah.
like when it came to Brooke and stuff, like she never told her problems, and it was always Brooke's problems
Mm-hmm.
that would come up. Remember Haley or Peyton would always hold it in, and it would drive me nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I'm glad she's actually saying it to Haley because she needs to say it to somebody.
Yeah.
But I like their friendship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were building this back in season 1, but then dropped it. So at least it was picked up again, even if I think it was probably just for this minute here, for the most part for now. But yeah,
Well, and I guess they got to bond now because they're kind of forced to because Haley
hmm
is Lucas's best friend and Peyton's the
she's
girlfriend.
she's stuck at home, so she can't go anywhere.
Uh, but here's the thing: Haley was in the living room. Then now she's in Lucas's bed. Why didn't she just sleep on the couch?
I didn't even notice. Yeah,
I don't understand why she's now in Lucas's bed.
he probably gave it to her, like because she's injured and everything. So he's like, just take my bed, like I'll take the couch because it's softer. So
It was weird though. I was like, just stay on the couch.
yeah, I mean, I can I can see him definitely doing that. So
Also, I noticed that when they Lucas and Haley were talking, Lucas like the living room is red, and I was like, does everybody this season have a red something red in their house? Peyton's bedroom is
Mhm.
red. Dan's living room or whatever the heck that was is red. Isn't Nathan and Haley's apartment red, or they got red cabinets or something? I'm like, everybody has red.
Yeah. I was gonna ask if that was the Ravens color. Then I remember it's not. It's blue. But yeah, you think that was the Ravens color? The school's colors. But I don't know. Maybe someone on the prop team just really liked that color and kind of put it everywhere that they could,
I'm like,
without it being too noticeable.
it is noticeable because
I
every
mean,
scene you hit is
like
red.
it wasn't like too much red in like one scene, I should say.
It was. I was watching
Like
I
one
was looking at the
place. Yeah.
walls.
Mhm.
I was like, where are we?
Mhm.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But I did like when when Peyton was like, people always leave or they die or whatever, um and then Haley's like, you know, Lucas isn't that person. So like you need
Mhm.
to tell him the truth. Because like I feel like Haley was being a good friend to Peyton by saying that, but she was also supportive of Lucas because she knows him.
Mhm.
So I feel like she was being a friend to both of them.
Yeah. And then Brooke and Rachel are dressed in black bodysuits, of course. If they're gonna do something, they're definitely gonna be doing it in style, especially Brooke. And yeah, you think that Brooke was the one that designed this until they get a little bit later, and then Brooke realizes she has no pockets. But yeah, I guess Rachel bought this with her parents' money because she's her parents are rich, and bought this for them specifically just to steal the test from the school. But
Never gonna wear it again.
yeah. Um, Yeah, so, and Brooke just loves the outfit. She's all for it, and she could totally be a thief. And Rachel says, good because kids who flunk out usually are. And then they pass by the clean teens meeting, and Brooke is snickering, think it's hilarious watching through the window that's in the door.
Yeah, making
And
fun of them again.
yeah, so
And I
Rachel's
didn't
like,
when they said like, oh, isn't it like late for them to have a meeting? And I didn't like when Rachel was like, what else does virgins have to do
yeah,
at night? And I'm like, really?
mm-hmm,
Like that's pretty rude.
right,
Because now girls, like teenagers, are gonna feel that they have to do something because Rachel, made them feel like they are like outcasted.
right,
I don't like it.
yeah.
And the fact that Brooke is just kind of like going along with it, I'm like, again, the Brooke that was in season 2, I feel like would have said something to Rachel.
Right.
Like that's rude or something. But she just like
Mhm.
laughs and goes along with it.
Yeah. And then Deb escapes rehab by using tied up bed sheets, the same ones that went missing earlier, mentioned by the nurse, and she struggles on the way down, which was funny, and then
Mhm.
falls after just taking those few steps. So luckily she was on the second it's a second story window or a balcony, so she didn't seriously get injured and then end up like Haley. But then it was funny because the second she like stands up, the nurse is right there holding the bag, her bag for her and the clipboard, like saying all you need to do is sign out. It's
Yeah,
voluntarily.
she's
Yeah.
like, huh? And that's the thing is how come she never told her that?
I mean, she should have been told that when she first got there, but
Because then she'd leave right then and there.
yeah, but she only didn't because she was so passed out, when Karen dropped her off. So they probably
Yeah,
did tell her and she didn't even know. Like she doesn't remember.
but like once she woke up, wouldn't she be like, how do I get out of here?
Yeah, because you think if it's volunteer kind of thing that like because Karen would have had to been like the one to sign her up and get that situated. So I don't know how she could have done that. Like
Well,
because
and
she would have needed Deb's consent to do that, but didn't get it.
I don't understand why they're acting like as if she has to be watched 24/7
Mm-hmm.
when if it's voluntary, I wouldn't really think you'd have to be watched because you can leave.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just watching people because, just to make sure they're not breaking their sobriety, probably. That's the
Okay,
only
but
reason
you
why
could
they
go
watch them.
outside and do it.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably not allowed outside during the night. I don't know, that'd
Well,
be.
they can. It's
Yeah,
voluntary.
right. Yeah, I don't know. They probably
But
have cameras at least, but to just watch them that way. But
but again, it's voluntary. If this whole thing's voluntary, you can walk out. So
hmm
I don't understand why. But it just seems like a place where they're watched 24/7. You can't do anything like that kind of thing.
hmm
When if it's voluntary, I don't understand.
right. And then I thought it was funny how Deb's like, yeah, I knew that, and then signs it and then walks
Then
off. Like,
leaves.
yeah, like she just didn't fall from a second story balcony.
And then like the nurse is just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
The nurse was by making sure she took all that because she's like, I want Deb out of here.
hmm Yeah,
She's the
probably.
problem.
Yeah, and probably making sure too, like Deb didn't seriously hurt herself so she could sue them. So
No, I think the lady just wanted her to gone because
yeah.
think about it. She
Mhm.
took the sheets. It was like, just go,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. So yeah, the second that the sheets were missing, she knew that Deb was up to something. It was like just waiting, until she was right there. And then yeah, Brooke is going through the test, trying to find the right one quickly before they get caught. And then that's when, like I said before, she realizes she has no pockets and puts in her boot. And she complains
Yeah,
to
then,
Rachel about
then
it.
Rachel said maybe you should design a clothing line for criminals.
Yeah, that was
Oh
funny.
my God, yeah, it was. And then they run into Principal Turner.
hmm
And then he asks why they're there so late. And then they can't come up with anything, which was a red flag. It was taking too long, I feel like.
hmm
And finally, because Brooke nudges Rachel, and Rachel goes, we're here for the Clean Teens meeting. I'm like,
hmm
but again, if you were Principal Turner, wouldn't you be like, why is it taking you so long to answer?
Yeah, and why are you dressed like that?
But why
So
did it take so long for them to answer?
yeah, but I would have been more suspicious of the way that they're dressed because clean teens, like, I mean, they weren't like, showing off like skin, but like they were like kind of tight. So you think, clean teens wouldn't dress in tight clothing like that. But yeah,
I don't know,
they're just basically like really obvious that we're up to something that they shouldn't be. So
well, yeah, they're dressed like
dressed like
that, and
Brooke
then
was.
they're not answering. And Brooke's like, and it's like,
Mhm.
really? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, if I was Principal Turner, I'd be questioning these two.
Yeah. And then we
Also, didn't
immediately,
they pass it?
yeah.
So, like, if I was Principal Turner, I'd be like, it's that way.
hmm And then immediately we see Brooke and Rachel being officially sworn into the Clean Teens Club.
Which is funny.
They are even gifted purity rings. So I wonder if this was something that they could even do in a school because I feel like they couldn't. I don't know. I mean, if this was like a Catholic school, then that would make more sense why they would have this kind of club. But I mean, that's a given anyways if you're there. But you know, what I mean, like, I just wonder how they got this approved to be an actual club in the school. You know?
hmm First of all, why'd you use Catholics?
Hmm?
I said why'd you use Catholics?
It's just because that's what the first thing that came to my head with the Catholic schools and everything.
Secondly, well, what I couldn't understand was like when Shelley was talking about um what they have, like they can't have sex until marriage and everything, and like they have to say like I do or I will or whatever. And I'm like, why? Like Brooke's like, I don't really want to agree to. I'm like, so you break it. Who's gonna know?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, you can just do whatever you want, and like Shelly doesn't have eyes on you 24/7. So, what
And
would you know?
you're leaving in a couple months from school, so
Mhm.
I don't understand. Like Shelly's not gonna follow you around
Yeah, like
the rest
she
of your
won't go to
life
your
until you.
house.
Yeah, she's not gonna follow you until you get married. So I don't understand why you just don't agree, especially because now you're being suspicious again by
Mhm.
not just agreeing to it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is stupid.
Mhm. Yeah, because it's not like they were acting as if they were given like like legit marriage vows or something that they couldn't break so easily. So,
Yeah, it was weird.
hmm and then Brooke wants to get out of there, but Rachel reminds her like, yeah, then we won't pretend that Turner just saw them, dressed like burglars, and maybe won't notice that you get an A in calculus. So they need this alibi,
Yeah.
and they
So
need to
then
lay low.
and they agree that they're both in.
And Rachel thinks it might be fun.
Well, of course she does.
So Brooke says she's in. Shelley's thrilled, of course, and then gives them their t-shirts and everything. And then Brooke, of course, Rachel have to do their back and forth, saying you still look like a slut and you still smell like a whore. And then Shelley's all happy and hugs them and everything. And then Mouth events to Haley about his, situation with Gigi, to Lucas and Haley in bed with them in the middle between them, which was funny because we never saw them like this before. I don't think we've even seen. Oh no, we did see Mouth in Lucas's room when it was that bachelor party for Nathan. I think it was,
Mhm.
or no, not bachelor party. It was the reception party. Yeah, beforehand. Yeah, and then
Wait,
because yeah,
what?
I was saying the last time we saw Mouth in Lucas's room was that
When?
when before the reception, Haley and Nathan's reception for their first marriage.
No, that was the bachelor party.
Oh, okay.
That was when they were going to the strippers or the strip club, and Haley was like, "Watch them."
Because I was just remembering they were doing spins in that chair in the
Yeah,
house.
that's when Lucas was like, "I guess I have to go," because he
Yeah,
didn't want to go.
yeah, because I thought that was for like the game.
No, it was the strip club because he didn't want to go to the bachelor, but because Tim was in charge of it, Haley worried, so she wanted Lucas to watch Nathan.
Well, weren't they? Was that a different thing than when they were doing that party at Trick? Like they were Brooke made up games and everything, like the elevator being 7 minutes in heaven and stuff like that. Wasn't that
Yeah,
from
that,
that?
that was different. That was different than the
Oh,
spinning mouth in the chair.
oh, okay. That's what it was. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So he's venting to them about being long distance, like if he should do it or not with Gigi. And Lucas and Haley feel differently about like yes or no to that situation because Haley has the experience about being in a long distance relationship, whereas Lucas doesn't. So Mouth just says he's not, they're not helping him, so he'll just figure it out for himself.
hmm It was funny when they were going back and forth, though.
Yeah. I mean, long distance relationships can work, but only if you actually really actually work it out and have a plan to actually meet, this time and when, and then have an end goal to like come in the middle and then not be long distance anymore. Because if you don't have that, then it can fall apart really easily too. So,
Yeah,
and
but
then,
I don't think these two have a plan because she wants to break up and he don't.
right, yeah. I'm just speaking for couples that actually want to make it work and stay together, yeah. And then Lucas mentions to Mouth, about the time when he asked him if they'd been better off if they never left the river court. And, does he still think that? And Mouth answers that he thinks it would have been better, for Jimmy at least. But Lucas asks if he's thinking about him. And Mouth says all the time. And, Lucas says he has been too lately, of course, because we know that
So
Keith brought that up again.
I thought it was weird because like as Lucas is talking, like we have two people in the room who were with Jimmy that day.
Mm-hmm.
Haley and Mouth, and not one of them said like, because here would be a safe place to say it of like, I don't feel like Jimmy would have done this to Keith.
Right.
And then Lucas could have been like, what do you guys mean? And then it would have gotten to a conversation of, well, he let Abby go.
Yeah.
Again, two people that were with Jimmy watched it happen and yet not brought up.
No.
Weird. Because again, it's not like they were with all their friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're only with Lucas is only with these two. So I don't understand. Like it's a very safe space to say it. So I don't get why they couldn't have said it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all friends with Jimmy. So I don't get it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, so next, Nathan comes home to find his mom going through the medicine cabinet, of course, like we said earlier. And, he says that, Haley left him, and Deb was smart enough to know that she's not the right person to be given advice. But she does know that even when she's not sober, she knows that he and Haley's relationship is worth fighting for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that part because I'm like, what's she going to say?
Yeah. I thought she would bring up like how her marriage, ended with Dan, but she didn't. She's talking about her sobriety and everything, which was mature of her, I think. But Lucas goes to see Peyton then, and she tells him sorry for being a weirdo earlier. And he asks if she means like when she didn't kiss him on the quad, or when she said dreams or emails for ghosts, and she says both.
And then he asks her what's wrong, and then she finally says that she wants to kiss him, but she doesn't want to lose him.
Yeah, and then
I love how she's like trying to talk, and then he goes in to kiss her. It's funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he says, "What makes you think that?" And clueless about putting that idea into her head.
Yeah, I'm like, you. That's what I would have said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Peyton describes like about people like they either move away, or they walk out of her life, or die, or move away, or get shipped off to Iraq, or turn into Norman Bates,
or have a heart attack.
Right. I don't actually get the Norman Bates reference because I don't know that show, but I was surprised she mentioned move away because I had it been Anna, right? About moving away.
I don't know, probably.
Because you think that they would just kind of write Anna off right away and just not be mentioned ever again, but at least it was like a nice little hint, like Peyton still thinks about Anna too, because they never got closure from their friendship because Anna moved before she could even see Peyton again,
But then Lucas said, he goes, like, yeah, I had a heart attack and I didn't die.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she said like, well then he said like I couldn't die, and I'm like, because he says like there's one thing that he didn't say was that he loved her, because he said he does love her and stuff, and I was like, okay, so you just said it, so now you can die.
Right.
Like that's going through my head. I'm like, you said I couldn't because I have to say something to you, and then you say it. So that just puts more pressure on her of like, crap, he just said what he was going to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think she was lost in the moment because he made it really cute and romantic when he said that, look into those green eyes of yours and tell you that. So I think she forgot that for a second, but yeah.
But you would think afterwards she'd remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then he says, no matter how long it takes, he'll wait for her.
Funny.
Yeah. So, I mean, he has waited for her for about a year now, but
no, I'm saying in the future.
Oh, because he doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll wait for you forever.
Mm-hmm.
Crap, you will.
Mm-hmm. And then Nathan goes over to Karen's to see Haley.
Oh my God, this was crazy. Because he said, he needed to talk to his wife. So when he holds up his hand to show the ring, and he says like, always and forever, like all that. So when he holds it up, Karen looks directly at that hand of his and sees the bruise.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
She did, because that's what made her go to Dan, because
Yeah,
she
yeah.
Dan covered for Nathan, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I didn't even like look at her expression. I was like
I did.
looking
She
at
was like,
Nathan.
like she knew it. I was like,
Mhm.
oh. I saw her
Okay.
face, and I was like, oh, her her wheels are turning.
Mhm. Yeah, so yeah, she's definitely thinking about that after she left to give them privacy. Yeah.
Yep, that's why she was like, I'll leave you two alone. It's like, I gotta go see Dan.
Mhm. Yeah, so Nathan goes on to say he's sorry, like he never wanted to hurt her, and but he's sorry for the ways that he did. And Haley knows all that, but she needs to know if he's going to be honest with her, if he's going to let her, in all the way.
And then it was weird because he's like, if that's what it takes, like, I'll let you in. I'm like, it shouldn't just be
Yeah.
like, I didn't understand that, because I'm like, what? Like,
Mhm.
how about you just say, I should have let you in. I'm sorry. And
Mhm.
now from now on, I always will. Not if that's what it takes.
Yeah, like it's a condition. Yeah.
Right. Like, I guess if I have to, I'll tell
Mhm.
you. But I don't
Right.
really want to. What?
Yeah. Like married or not, if you're in a relationship, you should always be honest with, your person. So,
Like, even if it makes them mad, you just have to tell them.
mhm. Yeah.
And again, that's the only way to be a team. And otherwise, you're just two separate people
Mhm.
living a lie. So I didn't like that part, because when he said, like, if I have, like, basically, if I have to tell you, I will. It's like,
Mhm.
no, I didn't like that part.
Yeah.
And then, he goes on, about how, like, well, then he said, like sometimes, like, he's afraid that she'll see the real him, like the guy before her. And I'm like, okay. Like, she
Yeah.
knew the guy before her.
Yeah. It made it sound like he's never changed and he was just pretending to be a better person for her this whole time.
I
So,
know, because I'm like, she has seen the good, the bad, everything of you. So I
mhm.
don't understand.
Yeah.
And then he said that, he wasn't proud of who he used to be. Okay, like, we know that.
Mhm.
But then he said, like, if he has to be that guy to keep her safe, he's gonna be. Like, he
Mhm.
doesn't want people to, like, um hurt her and stuff.
Mhm.
And he said, like, he wasn't gonna apologize for defending her. And I was like, this is what I was talking about. Of, like, that's the kind of husband that I want. Of,
Mhm.
like, somebody that will protect me.
Right.
Not somebody that is going to sit back and be like, I'm not gonna do that.
Mhm.
Remember, because you always gave me a hard time sometimes about, like, how I liked how Pacey would defend his actions, because it would be like fighting.
Mhm. Mhm.
Nathan is the same way. And that's what I mean by, I like that kind of,
Mhm.
like, you will fight for me
Mhm.
to protect me.
Mhm.
Where others, like Dawson, would just be like, that's not okay. And it's like, really? Like that kind of thing. And that's, I'm like, no. So when Nathan says that, I'm like, Haley, you can't be mad at him for that, because that's what a lot of us girls want.
Mhm.
Somebody that will fight for us
Right.
to keep us safe. Are you kidding me?
Mhm.
That's like the great husband we all want.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. But then, of course, she just wants to go home to him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny because he, asked if she can understand that. She says she can't, but like doesn't like let her finish because he says, she has to, and she explains that she can't keep standing on one foot, so she has to sit down if he's gonna keep talking or not. So, but yeah, just the whole time she was just listening and forgiving him at the same time. So, yeah,
But well, she didn't really spend the night then.
right.
And also, I liked that they made up in the same episode.
Yeah. Yeah, because they could have easily like dragged this out for like at least a few episodes and made it like be like some like couple weeks.
Yeah, or like next episode at the end, they finally get back together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was sweet how she told him that like she loves him like any version of him. So like accepts him for all that he is. So
But then it was weird because it transitions to Dan, right?
mm-hmm.
And Karen shows up, and Which is weird because like watching it, I didn't realize that's where she was going. I mean, I knew she was feeling some way about Dan after the whole Nathan's hand thing, but I didn't think that's where she was headed, but she was. And then she was like, "What's wrong with people?" Because she sees all of like he's like a
Clippings.
murderer and
Yeah.
everything on the walls, and I think
Mhm.
Dan's face was like, "Crap, you see this."
Yeah.
Because his whole thing is like, who can see what? Because remember, for
Mhm.
like the longest time, only he could see things, but then all of a sudden, Whitey saw the writing on the wall, and it was like, okay, like that's real. But
Mhm.
then like other things, only he could see. So it's like now it's like his look on his face is like, you can see that?
Mhm. Yeah.
That's real? Those clippings are real? Because I can see it.
Mhm.
I feel like it was going back into that zone of like, what can he see versus other people?
Yeah, and he thought maybe like he was getting caught by her too, of him being an actual murderer.
But then it was crazy because she's like, they must have, come into your house, before the charges were dropped. And I'm like, I don't understand how they could get into his house. Because,
Right. Well, this isn't the first time either. The second time.
well, so they must have a key.
Yeah, because
The windows aren't broke. The door it wasn't like forced open. I don't get how they
yeah,
could just walk in all the time.
maybe there's a faulty window that can be opened from the outside that isn't because it doesn't lock, and so somebody can get in and out of there without being noticed. Maybe.
Also, talking about this, going back to like the mayor's office when the writing was on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
For that one, how did the person get in? Because that's
Security.
well, yeah, you're actually going into the mayor's office, which is
Mm-hmm.
confidential.
Yeah.
Like only people that are asked to come in go in.
Mm-hmm.
Like even employees can't just wander in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand how somebody could get in because you would think there'd kind of be security and everything and like cameras. So I don't get how
Mm-hmm.
somebody could get in there. And then if Dan saw the writing, which he did, you would be like, I need to see the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand how it's not talked about how this person is getting away with it.
Right. Yeah.
And they're kind of making it seem like people, not one person.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
how are these people getting away with all of this? Like, how do you get into
Yeah.
the mayor's office? How do you get into the mayor's house? It's very weird.
Yeah.
But the mayor's
Yeah.
office definitely throws me off.
Yeah. It would have to be like an inside job, like someone working there that has access to the building,
Like
in
the
all the rooms.
security or something, and they know the
Yeah.
person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because even if you say like, "Oh, I need to get something from the mayor's office," they're gonna go, "What?"
Mm-hmm.
Like you can talk to the mayor tomorrow when he's here. I don't get it.
Yeah, because they never mention about this on Drama Queens. Never see anybody online mention it. Like no one questions this either.
No, they
Um,
just go along with it.
yeah, so I
But
wonder what.
really, but really, it's a question to ask.
Yeah, I wonder if there were fans now or then that have thought about this too, and like wondered who was doing all this whole time. And then when it was revealed, like if they like was like, well, that doesn't make sense. How does she even do that? But yeah, like maybe her parents work at the mayor's office. That would explain that. And like she took the key and went there, but then um yeah, I don't know. I feel like some of it was her, and then Dan, his guilt like was eating at him so much that he was having the illusions, or the what's it called? Um like you see something that's not there.
Yeah. But I mean, even so, like for like the mayor's office, you go in and do that, right? At any point, like once it's done, a staff member that goes in before Dan, right, into his office,
Maybe, yeah.
like his assistant or something walks in and sees it before Dan does, like that would be a question. And how is it like they weren't afraid of like, you know, anyone else seeing this besides Dan?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird because like at your house, it's different. Like only people that are invited really could see it.
Mm-hmm.
But like your office, that's where like your employees come and go to talk to you. So and you have meetings and stuff. So I don't understand how that wouldn't be a fear. Because he's not always there, but sometimes his staff members are.
Right.
So any one of those people could walk in to drop off a paper or something and see it. It's weird.
Yeah.
Because remember, only he saw it, and then Whitey walked in, and it was like, so nobody saw it before that. Weird.
Right. Yeah, and then Dan too tells Karen that this has nothing to do with his release, but she didn't question anything after that. She was like, "Oh, this was Nathan, right? Like Nathan did it. Nathan killed Dante. You covering up for him, basically." Like she just completely ignored that sentence he just said.
Yeah. So now he said something. He said something earlier to Nathan that would make you question it. He now said something to Karen. Nobody is doing anything.
Yeah, like I feel like Karen's was more of a bigger red flag than Nathan's. Like, what else could it be if you not doing the same, like actually doing the thing? So
Right, like you didn't kill anyone, so why are they putting this up there?
Yeah.
Because it was about him killing somebody. So if you didn't kill this person, what? Yeah, it's weird. I don't understand this at all. I guess
Yeah,
they're so wrapped up into this storyline of Nathan that they're both kind of just letting it go, sort of thing. Like Nathan is so focused and I did it, that he's not listening to what Dan said. And I guess Karen is the same way, I guess.
Yeah, I guess the writers just wanted it to be Lucas to figure it out and nobody else before that. So maybe that's why too.
But you would think that like once it comes out, it would be like an aha eventually to Nathan and Karen of like, I saw some red flags. You know, because like even if like you figured it out, I could still be like, well, I saw that person's red flags. I just didn't put it all together. But it's never talked about. They act as if it's the first time they've heard it from Lucas, and it was like, y'all had red flags.
Yeah.
So when Dan says like, you would do it, like, you know, you're a mom, you would do it. I'm like, Karen would. I don't know why she's acting like she wouldn't.
Yeah, I took it as like, you know, she did understand like he was right about that. That's why she hugged him and everything. And because she said she thought she saw someone she used to know. So like that, like shipping wise, that's horrible. But yeah, so and then she's just gonna be hurt later when she finds out the truth that he hasn't changed.
Well, and I think
got worse.
Well, I think too he's trying to change right now.
Yeah.
I think that's the heartbreak is he realized what he did and now he's trying to change it.
Yeah, when it's too late.
But now it's too late because once it comes out, it's not going to be okay. And so it's not going to be like, well, you did it a long time ago.
Right.
No, you did it. It's not like your redemption really changes at all. And so, but here's the thing, like, for Dan, well, when Karen said that, like, she thought she saw us. I'm like, see, here's the thing. These two have history. They'll never be able to, like, I guess, move on from it. Like, these two will always have this. Being 17, 18 years old.
Yeah, so we get a glimpse of what that used to be like. And then
so apparently when they maybe started dating, he was a good guy.
Yeah.
And then basketball and college got into his head.
Yeah, so basically him and Nathan are the opposite. They went like from, you know, complete opposites, from good to bad and bad to good. So
yeah, because I think that must have been what it was. Was he was good until probably college scouts came, like, oh, we're gonna send you to this school, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, because I feel like Nathan definitely did a lot better basketball wise when Dan wasn't there to pressure him about it so much, whereas Dan had his dad probably there at every game throughout his whole career with basketball. So
yeah, and it's weird how his dad never comes back to make sure Nathan is not as good as Dan, because remember he said he basically told Nathan, you'll never be your dad, and it's like, huh?
Right.
It's just weird. Like, you only care about your son, but not your grandson. It's very
Yeah.
weird. Like,
Yeah, you think you want him to maybe even be better than your son, like, and gloat like how your generation's just getting better and better, each generation. So,
well, especially because like we see Dan and Jamie.
mm-hmm,
He loves Nathan, but he also loves Jamie.
mm-hmm,
And it's like, it's crazy because it's like Dan at that point is definitely not like his father,
mm-hmm.
because his
Yeah,
father could care less about Nathan and
yeah,
idolizes Dan, where Dan
mm-hmm,
loves Jamie
mm-hmm,
and still loves Nathan, but knows that'll never really happen. But
mm-hmm.
just loves Jamie so much. And I'm like, he's definitely a better grandparent than Royal.
Yeah, because back then we talked about how he was going to see Karen to check on Lucas to see how he's doing, but not paying attention to Nathan. So,
No, it's like, but it's weird because Dan raised Nathan.
mm-hmm,
You
yeah,
would think that that would be the kid you would idolize
mm-hmm.
because he is raised by Dan, where Lucas isn't.
Yeah, and Royale is one of the from the older generation, like a boomer, most likely, who like was like kind of in that mindset of like you can't have children outside of your marriage. That's like out of wedlock. So if anything, he should reject Lucas as his grandson, like Dan did as his as a son. So, but yeah, so that
And you
doesn't
would
make sense
think,
there.
and then you would think he would idolize Nathan because he comes
Mm-hmm.
from a marriage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't understand Royal, but it's weird how he never comes back. Like, remember
Yeah.
when he was like, "Oh, well, how's your game?" I don't know. Have you ever watched his game?
Yeah.
Like, and that was season 1. We're now
Mm-hmm.
in season 4, and Royal has never come and watched Nathan.
Nope, not even for the state championship. Nope.
Nothing. I don't understand. You would think he'd be betting
Yeah.
against Nathan.
Yep.
It's just weird. I don't get it. Like, Royal is never once brought up. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he had this impact in that episode on the whole family,
Yep.
and never once brought up again.
Yep.
Like, Dan isn't like, I'm so glad my father isn't here because he'd be trash talking me. Like, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. And Nathan being like, I'm so glad Royal isn't here to sabotage me.
Mm-hmm.
Because Dan is standing up for Nathan where Royal wouldn't be. So it's just weird. Oh,
Right.
yeah. And it's never again talked about how he really has this relationship with Karen.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Weird.
Yeah. So then Lucas goes to visit Keith's grave, bringing him flowers finally.
Finally.
Mm-hmm. And telling him that he took his advice about telling Peyton how he felt. And it felt good to tell her. And thanks, Keith. And then leaves with a flower, and he puts that flower in Jimmy's grave. So that was nice. And then we see Nathan.
Did you notice something?
Hmm.
The date on their stone was March of 2006.
Was that like the air date of the episode?
It could have been,
Yeah, because I
but
didn't pay attention.
given how we're supposed to have season 3 and 4 as one school year, doesn't make any sense. Because aren't they supposed to be the graduating class of 2007, since that's when season 4 ends?
Yeah, so they should have died in late 2006. Yeah.
No, what are you talking about?
Hasn't it been just some months?
No, I feel like this might have been like maybe January or February.
Well, because in my head, I see season 3 like the first half of the year, and the fourth season like the second half, kind of.
Yeah, but they play basketball in season 3. Remember, they have basketball early in season 3, and that would be December.
Oh, well, then I don't know.
And so that's what it throws me off, because remember when they went to the fashion show, we were talking about how it might be like January.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if that's the case, then the school shooting happened after. And so I'm thinking it's like the end of January was when the school shooting happened.
Oh.
Plus, they talked to Jimmy like, we only have a few more months. Like, let's get through this sort of thing. And so I'm thinking it's like early February. Plus, Lucas was out of basketball, seemed like for a whole dang month. So it's got to either be late January, early February of when the school shooting happened.
Okay, yeah.
So if that's the case, and it would have been the year they graduate because they're seniors. So if that's the case, and they graduate in 2007, the air date or their thing should have said 2007.
Yeah, not even the same school year. Yeah.
And it's not even the same month. It said March. I thought it said like March 20th. Again, March Madness and all that for college happens in March. Like March is the end of basketball. So March would have been the championship.
Okay.
And the championship was in season 4. Like there was months between the school shooting and the championship.
So you're saying like the last, I'm too tired to do math. Like a good, basically a whole season was like within 2 months of each other worth of episodes.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's like every day almost. Or
Well,
like every other day or a few days, whatever.
But think of when the school shooting happened. The rest of that season, which was not that many episodes, and then you got season 4. All of that was in like 2 months of each other.
Oh my goodness.
So the fact that the championship would have been the end of March doesn't make any sense of why it says on their stone March.
You know, now it makes sense when Ethan's been going through his PTSD like this at a slow rate. It's actually not even slow at all. It's really fast.
Yeah. But it just doesn't make any sense because why would it say March of 2006?
Yeah, so Haley gets far along her pregnancy even faster than I thought.
And so that's it just throws me off because I'm like, they're like, I think when they graduate, they say they're the class of 2007 or something.
So was Haley like pregnant for like 3 months and that was it?
Basically, she wasn't pregnant for that long.
Oh my goodness, this is horrible. They did not plan that out well enough at all.
That's why Jamie should have been premature when he was born.
Yeah.
But he's
Jamie's
not.
tiny.
He's a full baby and she has contractions.
It
wasn't an emergency. Like honestly, like it would have made more sense of like the car crash being in the finale and then Haley having to have emergency C-section to deliver him to save her life. Like that would have made more sense of her only being like 20 weeks pregnant and having to deliver him. Like that makes more sense. Like how Karen was. She had to have emergency C-section. That makes more sense for Haley than having a natural birth.
Yeah, and maybe that's why Jamie was fine from the car accident because he was just a little blob, so that's why he didn't get hurt.
But he wasn't. He was born at their graduation in 2 months.
I mean, in reality, he would have just been that tiny, and that's how he didn't get hurt. But yeah.
But in reality, if this was March and he's born in May or June, he'd be like 6-7 months pregnant.
Yeah. So he wouldn't have.
He wouldn't be a blob. He'd be a baby.
Wait, what did you say? Did you just say 6 to 7 weeks?
No, 6 to 7 months.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like her belly, honestly, should be a lot bigger than it is.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Because she would. This again is the end of March. She would again. They either graduate in May or June, right? So she'd either be 6 or 7 months pregnant.
Right. Yeah, she's basically as pregnant as long as cats are for. That's only a few months. So yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense that she'd have this little pouch right now when she should full on be pregnant.
Right. Yeah.
And it doesn't make any sense how Jamie wouldn't be killed.
Or have, major abnormalities by the time he was born.
Or how they couldn't have delivered him right then and there.
Yeah.
Because again, if the mom is dying and she has to go into emergency C-section for we don't know what, wouldn't you have delivered the baby? Again, because they don't even know if the baby's okay. So it's kind of like if she's supposed to be 6 or 7 months pregnant, she should have probably had to deliver him, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Because again, 6 or 7 months, she's past the 20-week mark.
Yeah.
So he would, he'd still be a preemie, but,
I can't remember if it's like 22 weeks they say that a baby can survive out of the womb. I don't know, but yeah.
Well, he'd be 24 to 28 weeks or further.
Yeah, so I think he would have been okay, but yeah, he would have been tiny, tiny, tiny.
Well, why is he so big at the end? Yeah, he's bigger than they are.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Mainly probably just because they're not allowed to get a baby that small. Like they can't get newborns for TV.
Well, they
but
should have had a fake premature baby because this does not make sense.
Yeah.
Again, he probably would have been born the night of the accident. Like in reality, probably would have happened.
Yep, definitely.
And so this is why this doesn't make sense. But when I saw that their graves for their stones, it said March of 2006. I'm like, first of all, this episode aired in 2007. So we're not moving into the year they graduated. So unless their graduation says class of 2006, this does not make sense.
Yeah, because I don't remember them saying exactly what class there are.
Plus, I do know people have pointed out their graves in I don't know, at some point, because I think it might be later on, maybe the end of season 4 or when they maybe season 5 or 6, I don't know if they go to their graves after that, but at some point the dates change, I guess.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because people have pointed out, why does their grave change? Like, why does the date change? And it's like,
well, I would hope to think that they corrected it to what it should be.
Well, I think in season 3 they might not have known if they were coming back. So they were like, well, we have to say it's 2006 because that's when our show aired. But then it doesn't make any sense right now.
Yeah, they weren't sure if they were gonna. Well, no, I was gonna say it's season 4, but this is season 4.
Yeah, so if they didn't know they were coming back, I could see why they'd put the graves as 2006. But right now, because it's 2007 for them, and it is season 4, their graves should be 2007 right now.
Yeah, I mean they filmed in 2006, but yeah, I wonder why they didn't think to plan that ahead of time, unless they originally thought maybe this wasn't going to air in 2007. Maybe they thought it'd be in December. I don't know. But
either way, they're right now basing the graves off of the time that it aired, not on the storytelling.
Right.
Which again, One Tree Hill is basically a timepiece. Because it doesn't add up. Remember, season 1 and 2 are the same year, 3 and 4 are the same year. So if that's the case, that's a timepiece. And you can't base it off of when it airs. You have to base it on when the story is. And so it should not have been this way at all. And because again, if you're doing a timepiece of the 1900s, you're not going to say 2025.
Right.
It's just weird. You're not going to, it's going to be the time of whatever the story is. So this doesn't make any sense.
Right. Yeah, so then we see Nathan getting Haley comfortable in bed at home. She tells him thanks for telling her the truth. And now she knows why they call it true love. I don't think that's why it's called true love, but okay. And then at school, Mouth is rehearsing for what he's going to say to Gigi about staying together.
But then he sees her with a whole bunch of friends.
Yeah, a whole group of girls join her all of a sudden.
I didn't know she had that many friends.
Yeah.
If any.
Yeah, but they're her age, so, Mouth realizes that she's better off with, with them than him.
Well, and I think he's realizing what she said, which was, I need to hang out with people my own age.
Yeah. And then elsewhere on the quad, Brooke and Rachel are talking where Rachel tells Brooke to look at it this way. Yesterday she was a slut with an F, and today she has an A in math and her virginity back, so she should be psyched. Justin, Shelley calls the both of them to sit down with them at the clean teens table. And
Yeah, and they weren't gonna do it, but then they look over and see Principal Turner watching them, so they're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, guess we got to go over there." So they do.
Yeah. And that was funny how Rachel waved to him and he waved back.
Well, I thought it was funny. His face is kind of like, "Okay, hi."
Yeah. And then when I first watched this too, I was surprised that they were wearing their clean teen shirts, you know. I mean, they have to keep up with appearances, but like I just thought they would be kind of against it and just like sit with them, but not like be fully in it like that with the shirts and everything. You know what I mean?
Well, they're trying to get him off their back.
Yeah.
So because right now he keeps watching them.
Mhm. But I didn't check, but I wonder if they were wearing the reins too.
I didn't check. I didn't see that either.
Yeah. And then Lucas stands in the hallway where Keith was shot, and then we basically get a flashback again of what happened in that scene again.
Wasting more time.
hmm And then the bell rings, so he's kind of brought back, and he sees Peyton, and he tells her he was waiting for her, and Payne says she thinks they waited long enough.
Yeah,
So then,
that's what he was waiting for.
Yeah, and Lucas even spins her around. Yeah,
No, I'm saying he was in the hallway for a reason.
yeah. I think he was just trying to like act like he's okay when even though he's going through something, kind of like Nathan was with Haley. So
And not telling his partner.
yeah, they're definitely brothers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that was it.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, the high was Lucas and Payne kissing at the end, and Nathan and Haley making up.
Yeah.
Like Nathan's speech about fighting for her, love that part.
Yeah.
And then Lucas and Payne finally making out in school. I love it. So that was my high. My low was Brooke and Rachel stealing. Didn't like that. Don't like them stealing.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Yeah.
Oh, and Deb going to Nathan's, because again, we've already dealt with her choosing drugs over him. So it's like, here it is again.
Mm-hmm.
Going to his apartment, breaking in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Either that or she has a key.
Right. And then yeah, mine are the same basically with Payne and Luke, not Payne and Lucas, well that too, but more of Nathan Haley making up. And then the worst was yeah, just Brooke and Rachel, yeah, breaking into the tutor center, and then kind of got caught in a little trap of their own, with having to join Clean Teens. So they're kind of getting the karma right away with that, basically, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I would rate this an 8. I liked it.
Yeah, me too.
So for best and worst, so for the best, I'm gonna go with Haley.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was helping Peyton with her whole thing with Lucas. She was kind of making Nathan step up a little bit by not staying there.
Yeah.
And for some odd reason, she was caring about the person that tried to kill her. I don't get it.
Right.
But because she has so much forgiveness, clearly she's a better person.
Yeah.
So I liked that. The worst, I'm gonna pick Rachel, because she made the copy of the key, and she got Brooke to sneak in.
Yeah, mine's the same with worst, Rachel, because she's always getting Brooke into something. And then the best was Nathan, just because he lied to Haley, but he was still trying to take responsibility when he thought he did kill Dante, and not let Dan take the fall. So that made him, be more mature, at least in that way, taking responsibility. And yeah.
Who was your worst?
Nathan. I mean, Rachel.
Rachel. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what's next episode?
Episode 12, Resolve.
Oh,
so I guess things are going to be resolved. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Some storyline is going to end, hopefully.
At least, yeah, one of them.
Well, these storylines in season 4 are going on forever.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Yep. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would appreciate it.